Good morning, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Ooh, let me situate myself a little bit more. Welcome, guys. Hopefully, you guys can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Shout out to everybody, y'all. We're going to hit the ground running on this one because we have a press conference that's going to start in about 5 minutes. For those that are not familiar with this case, I was able to find a really quick TikTok that can break this down a little bit more. Of course, we'll look into this a little bit more, but I really like the way this creator here broke this down. So let's watch.
This is Enrique Delgado-Garcia, and we have to talk about what happened to him. Enrique just lost his life yesterday, September 13th, from injuries that he sustained on Thursday, September 12th, allegedly while engaging in a training exercise for the Massachusetts State Police. His injuries were severe, and the family is very suspicious, and honestly, so am I. So let's talk about the details. Massachusetts State Police had made a statement saying that he had suffered a medical crisis during a defensive tactics training and became unresponsive, and later was rushed to the hospital where he died. They say that he had a broken neck, missing teeth, and severe brain damage. They're demanding accountability. They want to know the details of what kind of training could possibly have resulted in this injury list. This reporting is from NBC Boston, but Boston Globe was also reporting that he was covered in bruises from head to toe. And there's also confusion because it's being referred to as a boxing training as well. The Academy reintroduced the boxing program in the late 90s. Todd McGee worked as the defensive tactics coordinator at the Academy for a decade. He said the goal is to teach recruits how to handle violent and unpredictable situations toward the end of their training when they've built up skills and confidence. Oftentimes you find a recruit that never had a physical confrontation. So one of the goals was to be able to put a trainee in a controlled environment with conditions and have them go through the experience where it would test their internal fortitude. But he also said it was extra devastating because there are safeguards put into place. Then he lists the safeguards: 16-ounce gloves, headgear, some type of groin protection. Someone is monitoring to make sure that combatants are engaged in something that is controlled. Thousands of successful boxing contests. So here is the question. If the list of alleged injuries includes brain damage, teeth out, broken neck, bruises from head to toe, in my view, there's only two possibilities here. One, it was not really a training exercise.
Right.
It was some other situation, which I'll get into in just a second. Or two, if it was a training exercise, the liability, it's still murder, or manslaughter at least, because safeguards should be in place to protect people. And we really need a medical explanation as to how a training exercise of this kind could possibly even result in these injuries. I did also see in one of the videos I watched about this, one of the news videos, I think it was Boston Globe, I want to say, they reported that not only was he sworn in while he was on life support, so he was sworn in as a state trooper while he was still on life support, so he could get all of the honors of a state trooper, but also he was going to be escorted by the cops to the ME's office, which means he had not yet been transported or was in the process of it, which means the full autopsy and all of that stuff has not been done yet. And hopefully with the amount of attention on this case, it will be done thoroughly and correctly the first time, unlike Sandra Birchmore's. It's also a different county. Actually, I'm going to clarify this really quickly. Braintree is different from New Braintree. Braintree is where John O'Keefe is from before he was in Canton. And New Braintree is one county over from Norfolk County in Worcester County. Oh my God, please don't make fun of me. Worcester.
I don't even know how to say Worcester.
Found on Reddit. Now, I'm trusting you guys with this information. Media literacy. These are not verified, but because we're in such early stages, I want to show you some explanations that people have for what could have happened that need to be ruled out. They're not unreasonable questions at this point, or unreasonable speculations at this point. But do not read these and go around saying that's proof that this is exactly what's happening. Okay? Cool, let's go. This is from the Massachusetts subreddit, and it's in response to someone had posted this article, found it by searching Enrique Delgado. Anyway, they say the last academy had 15 trainees get sent to the hospital within the first 2 weeks. I had a friend who was only seen by an EMT beforehand and said he was fine.
All right, let me stop right here because she's reading a bunch of Reddits. And I mean, for me, take Reddit for what it is. It's just information that people put out there based on non-founded, their experience type of situation. Anyways, so Tricky Vicky, thank you for being a member for 13 months. Shout out to Tricky Vicky and Dee. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. Dee says hit the like button. Okay, and shout out to anybody from I see Miss Anonymous who says that she is from Massachusetts. Shout out to everybody from that area. So this case I've been watching it over the weekend and just the different things that have happened, and it's developing to a certain degree. We have a press conference today. So Enrique Delgado-Garcia's family said that he dreamed of being a state trooper, okay, and that he was set to graduate next month. He was sworn in as a trooper Friday and will receive full state police honors. He was beloved. So this man goes into training and then dies in training, if I'm understanding this correctly, young man. So state police said that a 25-year-old trainee became unresponsive during a defense tactic training exercise. Delgado Garcia was knocked out for nearly 10 minutes after getting hit in the head during a boxing drill that is a regular part of the training recruits. Delgado Garcia was rushed to the hospital where he was put on life support and later died Friday. A police pro excuse me, can't even read. Delgado Garcia's body was brought to the medical examiner's office in Westfield Saturday night, and Enrique Garcia was sworn in before. So a lot of this is just a little like he did die horribly. I will say this, he did. So what is happening right now is a lot of people on social media are trying to break this down, which would make sense. The details don't sound right. A lot of this does not sound right. I have a lot of questions. So let's go back to the TikToker real quick. Give me one sec, y'all.
They made him walk around with an AED. AED, by the way, is an automated external defibrillator. They are used to treat people who are in sudden cardiac arrest, and you're supposed to use them in conjunction with calling like 911. Apparently, the EMT called him heart attack before he finally decided he needed medical attention and he was taken to the hospital. He was diagnosed with rhabdo. Rhabdo, which is short for rhabdomyolysis, is a condition in which your skeletal muscle breaks down rapidly often because of like overexerting yourself. Sometimes it's like due to substances or drugs or something, and it can be due to a crush injury in an accident. But like marathoners get it, other endurance athletes get it. Meanwhile, they had been denying him water and hazing him. Trainees had their cars unlocked, the contents strewn about the parking lot, things rifled through. My friend lost his military ID. The academy is completely effed. Theory down below, my buddy tore his ACL during the academy and they wanted him to push through the pain. As said, my cousin is in training to be a state cop at the same place. The article calls it a defensive tactics exercise, but it's a euphemism for having to fight another one of the trainees one-on-one. Allegedly, he was hit multiple times in the head, but the instructor did not stop the fight. The training only ended when he went unconscious. He was rushed to a hospital but died from injuries. Just another incident. There have been a couple allegations on this thread about it being a one-on-one fight, some kind of like fight club kind of thing, energy. Because here's the thing. The gloves and the headgear and stuff, that is what they should be wearing. Mouth guards too, you would think. I don't know what headgear means. We need to know that too. A lot of injury for this amount of protection. That is the update I have for you guys right now. I will keep you posted. All right, love you guys. Drink water. Bye. This is Enrique Delgado-Garcia, and we have to talk about what happened to him. Enrique just lost his life.
So this person breaks it down, but she does get into like what everybody's saying. Shout out to Wim who just gifted 5 memberships. You guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're waiting for this press conference to start. If you guys got a membership from Wim, please put a heart in the chat. Shout out to you. Hey, Connie says, I'm from the big state of Texas. Okay. And I think we might have the press conference here in a little bit if we can get this going. Let's see. It says we'll be right back. They're going to be airing it here pretty soon. You said training my ass. It sounds like some don't sound right, but it's not the first time that we've seen this happen, whether it's military bases, police, law enforcement, that type of situation. Not the first time. It literally just basically happened over the weekend. Honestly, Linda, this is just picking up as far as what's been happening. Hey, love. Welcome everybody. You said MSP also said they couldn't find any messages between Sandra and the cops. Oh, you're talking about Massachusetts is a whole different animal, right? That's what I have to say about that. That's what I have to say about that, man. It just seems like there's always something going on. This happened exactly. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, you guys. No, I can't act like I'm 25. Oh, you know what? I got it somewhere else. Hold up, y'all. Here we go. Shout out to Facebook. We haven't started yet. Right, DJ. Shout out to Ray says, I'm here twisting my hair. I ain't going nowhere. Y'all get your coffees. I know I felt really old at 25, but I just wish you can go back a little bit. Be like, I take it back. I was 25 a long time ago. I hope those I miss those days. Me too, Linda. Me too. I can't blame it at being young and dumb anymore. You know what I mean? Hold up, y'all. Give me one sec, guys. Sorry, guys. Get some rest. Get some rest, please. You said growing up is a trap. Yes, it is. It really is. I agree. Yeah. And people wonder why police are automatically side eye all the time. Break the code of silence. They should. I bet it's hot in Vegas right now. You said objection. This was longer than a second. Wim is playing attorney in the chat. Shout out to Wim. Look at everybody's in the comments saying, "Come on, boys and girls, it's almost lunchtime." This press conference begins at 11:30. There's like 68 people watching right now in there. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Granny. You said you had dinner. Have you been misled by a rabbit's definition of a minute? You may be entitled to compensation. Mm-hmm. You may be, maybe. Keywords, maybe. Did you? Me too, but I'm okay if I don't have to make decisions for myself. Because I didn't realize how hard they would be. You know what I mean? Um, you should. They haven't started yet. I do wonder if they're going to bring charges. What do you guys think is going to happen? You think they're going to bring charges? As they should. If this happened in the trading, I'm not believing the story whatsoever. It just doesn't make sense whatsoever. Thank you for hitting the like. Yes, it is. They said, give us a couple minutes, we'll get started. And let's see while we wait what other information I can pull from this. This doesn't make sense whatsoever. I'm glad that the family's speaking out. So, Enrique Delgado-Garcia, 25, died at a hospital on Friday, a day after the exercise at the Massachusetts State Police Academy. Okay, and this is according to state police. A state police spokesperson or spokesman said the academy's on-site medical team responded immediately after Delgado Garcia became unresponsive. They determined that he required urgent medical care and took him to the hospital where he died. So now the family is demanding answers, saying they don't understand how a training exercise could have left him with fatal injuries. Would those be rabbit minutes or I that's a great question. That's a great question. Saying that they don't understand how a training exercise would have left him with fatal injuries, including severe brain trauma. And this is what his mother told NBC 10 Boston and Telemundo, that he was hit and injured. This is what she says, and I quote, "I don't understand why it was so rough if it was just training," Sandra Garcia said in Spanish. "I want them to explain it to me, that the state explain to me what happened with my son. Why did he hit him so hard that it killed him and that it destroyed his brain and broke all of my son's teeth? All of his teeth broken? And he had a neck fracture too. My son." The at bases, military bases, they cover their asses, you guys. I'm ashamed of MSP, and I feel like they do need to be thoroughly investigated. Justice and peace needs to be brought because it's not okay now how they've treated these troops. If my friend could end up like this could happen to anyone's son or daughter. The guy is like really athletic. He was really athletic. I'm not buying this story. He said broken teeth, more than one. Okay, here we go.
Get my good side too. Will you just say hello just so we see that those mics are working? Test.
Oh, Lord.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Boxing, Linda. Boxing. So he died on Friday the 13th. Exactly, Petty. Say it out loud. I know, right? You see that, Erica? Like, get my good side. Get it together. Y'all think this is a joke? Get it together. Some of these people are too much, you guys. And it's always like, I don't know, y'all. Ooh. Initiation gone wrong? You think so, Wheezy? Don't it happen? I mean, and then they try to cover themselves up. Right, Jen. I agree with you. They shouldn't be laughing. It's like a big joke to them. And they're saying in the chat, hold up. See if I can play that for you. Oh, and then they also got it over here on the news now. Okay, this is I wonder how they're going to move forward with this. It does make me wonder. Wow. You said as a woman I've done martial arts with full-grown men not once. Been extremely hurt. They threw me everywhere. Wow. Right, that's what I thought too, Iron Rabbit. Like, isn't there protection with that? Mm, that's what I'm thinking. Initiation, Friday the 13th. You guys think it's initiation too? Shout out the gaslit. That's what the people are thinking too. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Look, at people are asking about John O'Keefe in the chat too. Secret fight clubs. Say that loud. An academy to serve and protect, and they can't even keep their own alive. Thank you. Hey, Eric. Ooh, how cute. Thank you for spelling out my name like that. That's cute. They can't even keep their own safe. Gangs have initiations. Yes, they do. Hey, Lauren. You think Tricky Vicky thinks it could be an initiation. Have a brother-in-law who was in the U.S. armies and have the training and initiation was intense. This thing was supposed to start, hell, like 20 minutes ago now. Come on. This is the family. Oh my God. Hold up, y'all. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
You can bring some people. Some other people can come back here. Yep. 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 Maria, you come over here to purpose, please. All right. You're right here. Okay.
If you don't mind, I'm sorry, it just looks awkward.
Okay. No, right over here. Jeff, you would turn over here. Please. Yep. Right this way. Yep. Okay. All right. Good morning. Enrique Delgado-Garcia was pronounced deceased at UMass Hospital Lakeside at 4:30 p.m. on September 13th, Saturday. Enrique Delgado-Garcia was loved by everyone in our office. He's a dedicated victim witness advocate who joined our office and was with us for about a year and a half before he left our office in April to fulfill the lifelong dream of joining the Massachusetts State Police. This is a time of mourning for Enrique's family, friends, and loved ones. This includes many of us, his fellow victim witness advocates, office employees who worked alongside Enrique within our office. This is a heartbreaking and tragic loss.
This is their volume, guys.
He constantly worked to make life better for others.
1
He
second.
was one of the first ones to help. Whether it was the victims he was advocating for, his fellow co-workers, he always did so with one of the biggest smiles that you've ever seen. He's a unique individual. I remember many evenings after 6 p.m. that I'd be walking out of my office and Enrique would still be at the front, either talking on the phone to a victim's family. And it would be Enrique, myself, and Margaret Buwamba, who was the supervisor within the victim witness office. We try and get him to go home. Say, Enrique, what are you doing here? It's time to go home. And he said, no, Mr. Early, I'll be leaving soon. I got a few things I still need to do. And he'd always say, I got a little bit more here to do. I always got someone else I'm helping, Mr. Early. And because of this close relationship, someone else will be handling this matter. There's no way this office can handle this. Everyone loved Enrique. At this time, the detectives, state police detectives assigned to our office will continue to investigate this matter. They were called to the Massachusetts State Police Academy when Enrique was injured on Thursday, and they began an investigation. They've continued to investigate and will continue to do so just as they would on any other case. They will also work with whoever takes this matter. We don't have a cause and manner of death to release at this time, as the autopsy report has been concluded. The autopsy has been concluded, but the autopsy report has not been finalized. It will be completed by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. Now I'm going to be limited in what I can take for questions. I'll try and answer some questions. We're early into this. And again, our office isn't handling this. Today we're here for Enrique. This is all about Enrique. I'll try and answer a few questions if I can.
Okay.
The troopers in your office who are investigating, are they going to continue to simultaneously investigate with another outside body, or are they going to just pass what they have on to an independent investigator?
They're going to continue to investigate. I don't know who will be handling the investigation. I just know it will be someone without a stake in its outcome. Okay? They'll make those decisions. That's not for me to make those decisions. Again, I have a conflict. Whoever does take over this matter will be making those decisions. But right now, we're going to continue to investigate. We're going to do it just as it is. Will other things be done? I'm sure that they will. But that's something I can't speculate on at this point.
In other cases in the state, you know, the state police are under a lot of scrutiny for the way they've been investigating things that involve other state troopers. Would you rather see this go to the federal level and away from the state police?
Okay. I'm not going to speculate as to that, Bob. I did talk to several people about taking over this matter on Friday. I'm not going to get into who they are. I'm not going to get into who they are. And we talked about the case. My concern is that we can't investigate it, okay? And I want it done by someone who doesn't have a stake in its outcome.
So, okay.
I hope that answers your question.
The police are really concerned. Are people really concerned that Enrique was beaten to death, that his teeth were knocked out? What are your concerns, and what do you know about what happened at the academy last week?
Again, we know it was in the boxing ring. It was videotaped. But like I said, the autopsy's been concluded, but the report hasn't been finalized. So, but I shouldn't be speaking to that. It's going to be whoever we give this matter to will be able to address that. And they've got to be able to do a thorough and complete investigation. And again, it has to be someone without a stake in its outcome.
Is there a conflict of interest to have the troopers dedicated to your office? Since, you know, State Police Academy, MSP troopers, is that a conflict?
At this point, we have a conflict as an office, but right now we can't stop this investigation. In the state troopers that we have assigned to our state police detective unit are some of the finest, most professional people that I've ever dealt with in my life. And I am certain that they will continue to do this in a professional way. And we've got to do things. You just can't stop an investigation. There's some things that have to be, they're time sensitive. They have to keep going. But whoever does handle this matter will have an opportunity to review everything from top to bottom, bring on outside consultants, do whatever they think they need to do with it.
This needs to be the FBI.
I'm speaking to people now about whether or not who will take it, and who, if they have the ability to take it. And we're going back on different things right now. I don't think another DA's office is appropriate, but I don't want to get into that either. Again, they have state troopers that work. You know, it's a paramilitary organization, and there's a chain of command. So again, I'd like to see someone take this that doesn't have a stake in the outcome of this case.
So the press conference is to let y'all know that they're not taking it.
I'm not going to get in. I'm we don't know enough. I'm not going to speculate on that again. I just want to have someone looking at this, eyes looking at this, who doesn't have a stake in the outcome of the case.
How annoying.
That are concerned that this may be criminal. Do you believe there's anything criminal that happened at the academy?
Not going to speculate. That's too early in the investigation. Again, I got a conflict. They have a conflict. We have a conflict. We love Enrique. And again, this is about Enrique today. We want to make sure that what needs to be done gets done. And again, by someone without a stake in the outcome of this case.
Are any policy changes going to take place at the academy while the investigation
Yeah, that'd be a question for the state police. His family is looking for privacy right now, but as they tell me, it was his lifelong dream to be a state trooper. I begged Enrique to stay. I said, come on, you got a place home. You got a home here. And we talked about maybe when he's a state trooper coming back and being a state police detective as well within our office. Because I thought he is such a fine, upstanding young man. He'd be the perfect representative for his family, his community. He's just an amazing young man.
Sure, would they be able to say a couple of words for us?
They don't want to, and they're just asking for privacy. I don't think any of that's changed. Yeah. Do you want to say anything? Or?
Tell us who he was, what was he like?
Your call. You don't have to. It's up to you.
Queremos que respeten privacidad del color.
No, they don't want to say anything. Just ask that you respect their privacy at this point. All his coworkers are over here. This is just an amazing kid.
How long was he working in the office?
About a year and a half. And I tell you, he was one of the nicest employees that ever worked for us, if not the nicest employee. That smile lit up a room, and he could handle people. He'd take Margaret, his supervisor, say, Enrique, you got to get up to the courtroom. You got to get up to the courtroom. And you go, just a minute, Margaret, I have to finish with this person. I'm almost done. They want to be heard. I got to help them. And Margaret does an incredible job with her staff, about 24 people. And I know Enrique was one of her favorites too.
So what does it mean that he was pinned with his badge and was given the oath of office before he's passed away, that he will now be remembered as a trooper in Massachusetts?
I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask the state police with regards to that. I'm not going to get into that.
Can you clarify who's making the decision on what investigation? Will the governor have a say on who will pick up this investigation?
Right now we have jurisdiction of the case. And as you can see, we can't handle this case because we have a conflict. Again, we love Enrique. I'm sure other people are going to be weighing in on the case. There'd be some appropriate questions for other people. But we think right now, based on the amount of questions you have, based on the activity, based on the family's concerns, we're going to get someone to review this matter that does not have a stake in its outcome.
So you ultimately have jurisdiction over making a call of who takes over the investigation?
Our office, yes, we're going to decide where it goes out to. And again, we're trying to keep it as transparent as possible.
Mm-mm.
That would be, let someone else take a look at it. Can't get into that at this point. I'm sure they'll all be taught. I can't speculate. Can't speculate as to any of that. I have not. No, I'm not looking to give it to another DA's office. I don't think that would be fair to my fellow DAs. They all have state police detective units. They all have a chain of command. I'm looking for someone who can look at this with an independent view, who doesn't have a stake in its outcome.
Somebody from out of state, that we have a federal level?
I don't know where we're going to go on that, Bob. The people I talked to were in state. I talked to about 4 different entities on Friday afternoon about the possibility of taking this over.
Already? He passed away on Friday.
I don't know.
Sometime this week?
I would hope. I would hope so. I would hope so. Yeah, I would hope so.
I want to see if anybody else would like to say anything about Enrique's works. Anybody else? Any people that work with him?
You have people.
Family doesn't.
We're going to leave that alone for right now. These guys are hurt, and they were all downstairs crying 5 minutes ago. We're going to give them a break right now, okay? Sure. That's being investigated right now. It appears we have 2 dead. Waiting to get a report back. We don't have anything else for you at this point. Okay, excuse me. 1 dead, 1 critical. 1 dead.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
this Can we keep this on Enrique, please?
It was at the academy. I don't know where's ownership of it. I just know that who's ever doing the investigation will have that.
He's talking about a separate case, y'all. Like, this is not appropriate.
Because he was such a great employee and he went on to go into law enforcement, how difficult is this for you as the DA?
This is as hard as it gets. I mean, I love that kid. Love that kid. He's just the nicest kid in the world. I said, kid, he's 25. He's a young man. Was well, life in front of him. It's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's hard for all of us. I'm not the only one in this office suffering. There are a lot of people hurting right now. Okay. What's that? Pray for him. Say prayers. Say prayers for his family. They are hurt. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Wrap it up.
So this press conference was to let the people know that their office is not going to take the case because there's a conflict of interest. First of all, we don't even know where are they going to go from here. Are they like, I thought we were going to hear about them pressing charges or somebody getting in trouble. Nothing other than that. That's what had happened. So they did a whole press conference to let us know that because Enrique, has ties to this office, might have worked there. That's what it sounds like. They're not going to take the case. And then somebody asked them about a whole different case. Side note, 2 dead, maybe not, on this presser. You can't make this shit up. I don't know what? You said they did this for optics? Because he died on Friday and he said it right there. They were trying to decide what office is going to take it. What does he mean by what office? Can we just figure out, y'all keep investigating and then go from there? What happened? And it sounds like whatever boxing thing was happening, it was filmed as well. None of this is making sense whatsoever. You think they did it for optics. So that was the press conference. Just to let the people know that they're not going to be taking it. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. I'm amazed. What else did we expect from this, I guess? What else? Honestly, I honestly thought we were going to get somewhere with this. Hold up. Let me see if I can pull the family. This is really, really sad. That's all they said. That you just can't. Hold up, y'all. See if I can pull that in there. I cannot believe this. This is crazy.
Police recruit who died following a medical crisis during trooper training. Saturday night, Massachusetts State Police led a procession transporting the body of 25-year-old Enrique Delgado-Garcia from UMass Memorial Medical Center in Worcester to the chief medical examiner in Westfield. Questions surrounding his death remain. State police say on Thursday, the trainee became unresponsive during a defensive tactics training in New Braintree. On-site medical professionals determined the Worcester native needed urgent care. He was transported to the hospital, where in his final hours of life, with family and friends surrounding him, he was sworn in as a trooper. The Worcester County District Attorney's Office is now investigating. Delgado-Garcia previously served as a victim witness advocate there. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey issuing a statement Saturday saying, in part, he was a beloved member of his academy class, known for his compassion and devotion to service. This is a devastating time for all who knew and loved him, and we are holding Enrique's family and his state police community in our hearts. Similar sentiments from Colonel John Mon Jr. stating he made an immediate impression on his classmates and the academy staff. By all accounts, Enrique possessed and displayed all of the qualities that would have made him an outstanding trooper. And the cause of death will be determined by the medical examiner's office. Delgado-Garcia entered the 90th Recruit Training Troop in April. His class will graduate on October 9th. A funeral has not yet been announced.
Yeah, you said this is where I'm from. He also worked at the DA's office. I think that was the DA that was speaking, basically saying that they couldn't take the case because of the conflict. So they killed him, then swore him in as a trooper. How nice of them. No, what kills me, honestly, Pika, it's like they're holding a press conference. Like that would have been somebody standing up and saying, hey, this is about Enrique, not about that case, out of respect for those people that you're talking about, but also for Enrique's family. How about we not talk about the other case? That's how you handle that. But guys, I'm going to have to head out here because I'm also going to set up another live stream. Remember, I told you guys that wanted to get a SF here, so I'm going to have to figure that out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to be following this. We are going to be following this, okay? We're going to be following this. I'll see you guys here in a little bit. I will see you guys, okay? I do have to head out. All right. Have a good one, guys. I will talk to you. I promise to follow up on this.